I'm Hispanic, I love superheroes, I'm in my 20s, my favorite color is blue. I think this review was calling out to me. Blue Beetle is the latest superhero film to come out in theaters. It is based off the third iteration of the comic book character of the same name, and is the 14th installment of what's left of the remaining DCEU. Serving as an origin story, Jaime Reyes returns home to his family after graduating from college, where he stumbles upon an ancient alien technology that latches onto himself and grants him a very powerful exoskeleton, turning him into the Blue Beetle. Originally, this film was supposed to be having a streaming release on Max, but Warner Brothers decided to take the risk into giving it a theatrical release instead. Which I'm actually glad, because as much as I love Batman and Superman, I think it's actually time to show off some new characters. And that's what this film did, and I actually did quite enjoy it. Technically, I'll go as far as to say as this is probably the second best solo film in the DCEU, just right behind Wonder Woman. If I'm saying his name wrong, I sincerely apologize, but Xolo Maridueña is completely casted perfectly as Blue Beetle. He really embodies the character of what Jaime Reyes is supposed to be. He's got this charismatic charm to him, but it's not really being cocky. It's just that he's very caring and humble towards others. Even when he's in the Blue Beetle suit, he's actually very hesitant when the scab itself is trying to kill the enemy, and he's very hesitant to actually commit to that action. Actually, he's just very hesitant to not just fight them at all. Also, more importantly, he's trying to figure out his purpose and meaning in life, and I think that's just something that a lot of people, including myself, that we try to go through every day in life, and that's just something that we can actually just really connect with this character. His costume, origin story, fighting sequences are all comic accurate, which I will admit I was geeking out a little bit with my friends, even if it's just an empty theater. The CGI is a much better improvement compared to The Flash, but it's still low for a big budget standards, which is something that Hollywood's actually been struggling for these past few years, and it's been obvious. Hopefully Marvel's able to get that union quick. Also, one of the biggest things that shocked me that I did not expect to be a big standout in this feature was Jaime Reyes' family. I love this entire family. They are the heart and soul of this film. They have such great chemistry. George Lopez is so hilarious. I always love his type of comedy. His family is metaphorically like an anchor. Like, it helps put Jaime in check, but at the same time, it's their unconditional love that motivates and guides Jaime throughout this journey within the film. Even though this may be a little bit biased, but considering that I am of Mexican descent, this film really did hit me close to home in some ways. Even in one of my earliest videos, I did talk about how I am Hispanic, but yet I don't speak Spanish, but I actually should have clarified more that I'm much more of a beginner. Hablo un poco de español, pero no mucho. Y sé que tengo acento americano. And even, I will admit, in real life, I actually do have this aunt that I call Nana, and then I also have my grandma over here where she does do the cross. And I'm only saying all this stuff because that's actually stuff that we see in the movie, so it's pretty relatable. And some of these experiences that Jaime does have in the film, it's actually, it's typical tropes, but it is something that happens in real life. And I will admit there are some certain scenes in particular where I will nitpick, and I can actually notice in the film that some of those scenes in there or dialogue, it can really come off very exaggerated, but it's not to the point where it's so distracting or offensive towards the Hispanic heritage. The biggest flaw that I can really say about this Blue Beetle is just that it's just another typical superhero origins film. What I'm trying to say is that we've seen these type of moments over and over again in other past superhero movies, that it just makes this movie a little bit more unoriginal to a certain degree. Also, the main villain, played by Suzanne Sarandon, I hope I'm saying her last name right, so please excuse me for that, she really wasn't that much of a good villain in this film. Her acting's not bad, that's not the problem. It's just that she falls under one of those same flaws that almost every MCU film does, and that's have a generic villain with no personality, and they're really just there to just put the superhero over, and then they just got nothing left. Overall, this is a good movie. It's not the best superhero film of the year, but it actually is more on the positive side, and that I'll say. Even though I know this film is gonna bomb at the box office because it's been reported already like that for weeks, but I don't actually blame this film. It's not the film's fault, it's really just that DCEU has a bad track record for the past 10 years, so audiences really don't trust the franchise, so I really don't blame them. James Gunn already confirmed that this movie in particular is not canon to his DCU, but the character Jaime Reyes that was played by the actor Xolo is going to be continuing on that character in that universe. It's just that, for my prediction, I think he's actually just going to play a different variant, and that's just it. Which is good because I love Xolo's performance as Blue Beetle and cannot wait to see him in more future installments. Maybe in the Booster Go TV show? They were actually friends in the comics. For the final score, I'm going to give Blue Beetle a 7.5 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and look forward to much more movie reviews to come along in the future. Are you planning to watch Blue Beetle or have you watched it already? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Follow me on social media to get my thoughts on the upcoming movie news, and if you haven't already, subscribe here to the channel to the OMG Critic, the Obsessive Movie Geek.